All right, it looks like most people have arrived. I want to go ahead and get started. We have a lot of great information today. Good afternoon. My name is Lucas Lachance. I am the partner for practice growth here at Lane Gorman Trubet, and I am excited to welcome you to today's webinar. All of our webinars are now open for registration, and you can check out the full list on our events page, which will also be sent to you in the chats momentarily. Thank you so much for joining us. Coming up, we have 2 more exciting webinars you don't want to miss. On August 9th, join us for 7 ways to build an effective communication culture. And on August 17th, we have a live demonstration. It's ChatGPT 2.0 for how to build prompts and utilize ChatGPT in an efficient way. It's a follow-up on the presentation we did not too long ago, and it'll be based on the recommendations and comments that you gave us during that one. For those of you joining us for the first time today, Lane Gorman Trubet is a mid-sized accounting firm for businesses of all sizes. In 2023, we are providing endless opportunities for CPE credit. The events are created to help your business grow and thrive. We cover a broad range of topics that are impactful to businesses in the construction, commercial real estate, manufacturing and distribution, auto dealer services, and not-for-profit industries this year. But we always want to make sure that we're providing you with the right topics and the right information. So make sure you fill out all the information in your evaluation after the event and leave comments for your suggestions. We'll use those to tailor future events. This webinar will be available as a recording within 2 business days following the event and will be sent to you as well as a link with the email that you registered. The link to our YouTube can also be found on our website. If you have any questions about this or any other services we provide, or want to set up a free consultation to determine how we can help your organization, send us an email at askus@lgt-cpa.com. This is a continuing professional education event, and you'll receive 1 hour of free CPE upon completion of the class evaluation. Following the webinar, you'll receive an email from Prolera, which is our CPE provider. Fill out the survey and receive your CPE certification. Please take the survey to gain access to the presentation materials as well as your CPE certificate. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please use the Q&A function at the bottom. Darla and I will be monitoring things in the background while Dr. Lou is presenting. We will try our best to answer these during the presentation, and if not, we'll be able to follow up with you after the seminar. Okay. All right, so now all the housekeeping's out of the way. I am very excited to be able to introduce to you Dr. Helen Lou. Most recently, Dr. Lou presented at the Texas Society of CPA's annual meeting in Fort Worth in June. She is a professor at the Dan F. Smith Department of Chemical Engineering at Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas. With dual degrees in chemical engineering and computer science, her areas of expertise include artificial intelligence and process systems engineering. She's been applying these technologies to the sustainable development of the chemical processing industry. Dr. Lou was elected as a fellow of American Institute of Chemical Engineers in 2018. Without further ado, I bring you Dr. Helen Lou.
Thank you so much for the nice introduction, Lucas.
You're welcome.
It is my great pleasure to talk to you. First of all, like Lucas mentioned, I have the degree in chemical engineering, also in computer science. And what I do is combine the computing skill and the domain knowledge in chemical engineering to solve the industry's problems. For example, if I go to a chemical company, I can request their company's operation data or product data. And from analyzing those data, I can get the key information hidden behind the data. And from that, I can get the relationship among different variables and then help the decision makers, engineers to make the best decision possible to increase their triple bottom line that include profit, environment, and societal benefit. This is what I'm doing. So the question is why I am giving the talk to the CPAs. Well, I think the commonality is engineers and the CPAs are all working around the numbers. And also, we all need to ensure the integrity of our work. Otherwise, we have to face some loss of the clients. So we have the common working background. So I'm going to talk about how the world of AI is evolving and how will that impact our business. Since last November, ChatGPT and then Google Bard and other AI product has been rocking the world. People are amazed that the AIs can generate content, including text, videos, images, codes, etc. Well, actually, the word artificial intelligence is not new. It has been there since the 1950s. And also automation, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, these are closely related concepts. When we are working with data, especially these days, we have so much of data from different resources. How to prepare the data, how to visualize the data, and how to analyze the data, how to find out the most important features among those data. These are very, very important. And all these aspects are intertwined with the world of AI. So artificial intelligence actually is a subset of automation. The industrial automation actually started in the time of 1950s and the 1960s, so-called Industry 3.0. Through the human society's history, we already have 4 generations of industrial revolution, from Industrial 1.0 to Industrial 2.0. Then automation represents Industrial 3.0. That means we start to use computers and electronics to automate those difficult tasks or something we do not want to do. For example, we do not want to wash the dirty clothes, so we invented the washer and the dryer. We do not want to wash the dirty dishes, so we invented the dishwasher. So this is Industrial 3.0. And then in Industrial 4.0 today, what we are doing is we are working with the cyber physical system, and that can enable the smart manufacturing. So what are covered in Industry 4.0? That include big data or data analytics, industrial Internet of Things, which means we can connect a lot of sensors to different equipment, to the processes, so we can monitor the status of those equipment and the process all the time automatically, and sometimes even give out the control signals on time to solve the problem. Industrial 4.0 also includes machine learning, artificial intelligence, 3D printing, or additive manufacturing. It also involves autonomous automation, augmented reality, and virtual reality, and also simulation and modeling of the processes. Cloud computing, with all the data presented and being managed, compiled, analyzed, cybersecurity become a big concern in the age of Industry 4.0. Texas Manufacturing Assistance Center has the expertise on all these aspects, and in the future, if you or your organization need any assistance, please let us know. Now let's talk about the revolution of AI. Like I mentioned, artificial intelligence started from 1950s. For me, the first encounter with AI was in 1998 when I was in graduate school. We develop our own code to develop for a neural network for some simple calculations. But artificial intelligence at that time didn't make big breakthrough. It can deal with some relatively simple tasks. And then in the 1990s, machine learning started. In general, artificial intelligence talk about the ability of the machines to perform tasks that are typically associated with human intelligence, such as learning, reasoning, and problem solving. Machine learning is a subset of AI. Machine learning allows machines to learn from data without being explicitly programmed. Machine learning programs or machine learning algorithms are trained on large amounts of data, and they can then use this data to make predictions or decisions. And then after 2010, deep learning come to the picture. Deep learning is a type of machine learning that use artificial neural networks to learn from data. So what is neural network? Neural networks are inspired by the human brain, and they can learn to recognize patterns in data that could be difficult or impossible for traditional machine learning algorithms to detect. Robotic process automation is a technology that allows business to automate repetitive and rule-based tasks. When we have those AI, machine learning, and deep learning tools, the robotic process automation can be used to perform tasks such as data entry, processing invoice or other documents, and updating customer records automatically without human intervention. These technologies are often used together to create powerful solutions that can automate complex tasks and improve efficiency. This creates a new era for automation that is transforming the way business operate. Certainly, people are very interested in generative AI, large language models. So from this figure, you can see that generative AI is a subset of deep learning, and it's based on the foundation models, or sometimes people say large language models. In the business world, we use a lot of machine learning algorithm already. Machine learning algorithms can analyze large amounts of data to identify patterns and anomalies. There are different types of machine learning algorithms, including supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Supervised learning means it needs human intervention. Unsupervised learning means it does not need human intervention. For example, if you try to classify the data into potential customers or not potential customers, then you use unsupervised learning. Another category is semi-supervised learning. That means you can use human intervention to train a small set of the data, and then the rest of the data will be trained through the unsupervised learning. And the reinforcement learning adopts the practice of how humans learn. So you have the award and the penalty algorithm, and that will force the training go to the optimal solution. And the figures on the right-hand side, these are the commonly used machine learning algorithms. For example, linear regression, logistic regression, decision tree, random forest, etc. There are so many machine learning algorithms, and there's no way to put all of them into one figure. And the way for us to using machine learning algorithm is we still need to do the coding. For example, for me, when I do the machine learning work, we have to start using Python language or other language to write the code, and then compare different algorithms, figure out which algorithm give us the best result. So that is a very, very long process. take a lot of time. Artificial neural networks, or ANNs, is a subset of machine learning. What it has is, in these ANNs, there are 3 types of layers: input layer, hidden layers, and output layers. When I start neural network in 1998, we only generate very simple artificial neural networks, like 3 inputs node, 2 output nodes, only 1 hidden layer with 5 nodes. That's it. But nowadays, in these large language models, there are so many input layers, output layers. There are so many neurons in the input layers, output layers, and there are so many neurons in the hidden layers. And that make the computational work very complicated. However, it can do many things that the traditional simple artificial neural net cannot do. Now let's talk about data analytics. So what the data analytics do is it research, discover, and interpret the data, find out the patterns within the data, and that involves using statistics to gain business insights. The typical objectives of data analytics include how much or how many outcomes can you generate. Typically, this is solved by regression method, or you do the classification, figure out the categories. And also you can use this to do clustering, figure out some data are in one cluster, some data are in another cluster. And also you can do the anomaly detection, which means you can find if some data looks weird, which indicates a fraud. Or you can make recommendations based on the data given. So these are the use of data analytics. There are 5 types of data analytics. The first type is descriptive, which means what is happening. In this word, what you do is you collect the data and then do the effective exploratory data analysis. The second type is diagnostic data analytics. And the purpose is to figure out why is it happening. So we try to find out the cause of the problem and separate all the patterns. The third type is predictive analysis, which means we want to find out what is likely to happen. So to do that, we will choose the right algorithm and build the right business strategy. The other type is called prescriptive analytics, which means we want to figure out what do I need to do. So in this, we need to use advanced analytics and give the recommended actions. And the other type is called cognitive analytics, which means it can give neurological and behavior analysis other than numerical data or text data. So there are different types of data analytics, and that can provide huge amount of value to the business world. Then, what kind of skills are needed for data analytics? Well, look at the tools. There are so many tools we can use for data analytics. For the database management, we need to use SQL, and the most popular spreadsheet software is Excel. And also, if you want to develop your own code, you need to use Python, R, etc. And also, there's many business intelligence tools you can choose from. And regarding the technical skills, certainly, all the data analytics are based on mathematics and statistics. And based on that, we can visualize the data and analyze the data. To deal with our customers, we also need good communication skills, good presentation skills, and also we need to have the domain knowledge, know the business of our customer, And also we have the analytical thinking, figure out what is the fundamental issues can help the clients solve the problem. So these are the skills or tools needed for data analytics. One chart is more powerful than 1,000 words. This is very, very true in the world of data analytics. So when you are dealing with large amount of data, the first thing you want to do is visualize the data if you can. And from those visualization, you can identify the relationship among the data, and you can compare the data, and also you can find the composition of the data, and also you can find the distribution of the data. For whatever the purpose, you can find the right visualization tools to help you visualize the relationship or of the data, or compare them, or figure out the composition or the distribution of the data. And also in the market, there are a lot of tools for data analytics based among my, and also this figure is in no means can be complete because there's new products every year on the market. And the most popular ones through my work with TeamX, including Power BI, Google Data Studio, Tableau, and Excel. I don't know what is the one you are using in your organization. So later we can start a pool so that we can figure out what is the most popular tools you are using. In addition to the data analytics tools, there are also robotic process automation tools, or RPA tools. These tools help us to automate repetitive tasks such as data entry, reconciliation, and the reporting. And those popular tools, including the following, for example, Automation Anywhere, Blueprint, UPass. Again, there's many other RPA tools, but I just cannot include all of them. So now let's start the pool. What AI and automation tools are used in your organization? So please enter your answer in the chat so we can see what you're using and how can we help you in the future. So maybe you're using Excel, maybe you're using Google Sheets, maybe you can use QuickBook. So please just enter your information in the chat. Yeah, I saw many Excel, QuickBooks. ChatGPT, Microsoft products. Yes, yeah, this is very consistent with my previous experience with the group. So with all these tools, the question will be, which tool to choose? Well, that depends on your familiarity with the tool and the amount of effort for you to set up the tool, the stability of that tool, and how easy can you access that tool, or how can you control the access to the tool for the safety and security reasons, and also how easy can you enter the data, and also the licensing cost of the software. So there's many factors you may need to consider. No matter which tool you are using, in the world of Industry 4.0 and AI, what happened is cybersecurity and AI security are critical concerns. when you are transporting the data over the internet, you never know what will going on in the network. So pay attention to cybersecurity and AI security. Now let's talk about some applications of AI and automation. So this one shows some of the applications by Tmax. This one is a sales pipeline booksheet. So you can see we use Excel to develop this program. It can give you a very good presentation of the sales volume and the value, the current performance and historical performance, so that you can track the record, and also you can identify the top revenue resources easily. So this is the first example of application. The second application is about cybersecurity compliance. Like I mentioned, with all this data being transferred here and there, the cybersecurity is a big concern. And the Tmax developed a cybersecurity compliance toolkit. And that included a very nice Excel workbook that you can use. And this workbook can help the company monitor the compliance progress to meet the cyber standards set up by NIST, and also can find out the compliance gaps by domain. And this was developed by Excel through Power Pivot. The third example I want to show is the power consumption monitoring. This is a project Tmax made. So what this project did is to monitor the temperature and the power data from an etching tank. Etching is a very important step in electronics and the surface finishing industry. And the temperature and the power consumption affected the etching performance greatly. So what we did is using a wireless transmission to transport the sensor data from the tank through a secure gateway to the data center to do the analysis and the optimal decision making. So that involves the use of industrial sensors and also Azure IoT Hub and SQL database, stream analysis, and the Microsoft Power BI. So different tools from different vendors are used together. The next one is about tracking and reporting the business performance. This one was developed using Google Sheets, Google Form, and Google Data Stadium, so that you can find out the number of customers contacted, suppliers, information, and the match of the suppliers, etc., very easily from this data sheet. And this one is about my work in the chemical industry. This one is a work for an ethylene oxide process in a Fortune 500 company. Ethylene oxide is a very important commodity chemical. It can be used to make plastics and many other useful products. So what I did is I collected the DCS information of the chemical process, which has 5 years of data, real time. And this process has over 600 tags or 600 variables. So when I get this data, the first thing is to figure out what are the most important variables that are related to the business performance. Then by doing the data analytics, we figure out a strategy that can improve the selectivity of the process by more than 3%, which means the annual profit will be increased by more than 4.3 million. And this is reported in one of my publications. Another application is about RPA in accounting. So there are many applications in accounting. So you can automate the process in payroll management, accounts receivable, For example, you can do the invoice processing for the accounts payable as well. And also, you can automate the process for financial reporting, planning, and forecasting. And also, for every business, you need to do the expense reporting, and the RPA can also help you with the business expense reporting. You can also use RPA for inventory management and accounting. And also, you can also use it for intercompany reconciliations and the tax compliance. So it can automate the different tasks in one step that can save you a lot of time. And AI has been used in counting as well. For example, it has been used in tax preparation, help the client find out if they have missed any tax refund opportunities. It can also be used for fraud detection so that you can be protected from the fraud. And also, it can be used for risk management. And I'm sure this is just the start. And in the future, there will be way much more applications on the road. So what are the benefits of AI and automation for the business? Well, from all these applications, you can see AI and automation can provide very valuable business insights. And this can also help us improve productivity so that we can become more efficient. AI can also help us improve communication. For example, you can use ChatGPT to draft an email sent to your client or your coworkers so that your communication can be more effective if you use it appropriately. And also, it can help staffing shortage issues we're facing so that you can save your time and energy and focus on those most strategic issues for your company. So these are the benefits of AI and automation. And what are the downsides? Well, the large language models, or LLMs, is still at the infant state. Some limitations of the current LLMs include the following. First, the outputs are not reliable all the time. It may give you hallucinations, give you false answers, and also, if you do not put enough time, it's hard to audit the answers from this generative AI. And also, it's hard for you to explain why this ChatGPT or Bard give you such a solution or answer. And also, it can give you inconsistent answers and the different scenarios or different trials. And also, based on the training data, it may have the bias. So these are the things that cause the attention of the users. On the other hand, all these large language models are very expensive to train and run. So right now, only the large enterprise can afford to develop their own large language models. And also, the running of this large language model can be very energy intensive. So it consumes a lot of electricity. And also because these large language models are so complicated, it's very difficult to fix and update the software. In the meantime, when we are using this AI, the security and the privacy is always a concern. So we have to check before we use. And also we have to think, is this the data I want to send to the cloud to let the AI figure out the answer. So these are the limitations and the things you need to pay attention to when you use current large language models. Now I want to start the second audience pool. So this one is about what tasks do you believe would be of significant value in assisting your business and can be accomplished by AI and automation technologies? There are different tasks: financial statement analysis, tracking regulatory change, fraud detection and prevention, and also various tax preparation, planning, and filing, writing audit reports, finding audit issues, budgeting and forecasting, risk assessment, networking. Which one? You can choose top three. Which tasks do you believe would be of significant value in assisting your business? So please enter your answer in the chat box. Let's see what we get. Yeah, we saw financial analysis and debugging, fraud, tax, financial statement analysis, budgeting, scheduling, forecasting, financial statement analysis, fraud, networking, system development, budgeting and forecasting, writing audit reports, risk and financial. Financial statement analysis, budgeting and forecasting, tax, risk assessment. So it looks like the top concerns from this group, including financial statement analysis, fraud detection and prevention, risk assessment, budgeting and forecasting, tax, right? All these are very complicated work. So the good thing is, with the development of large language models, we can see the ways that we can develop personal AIs in the future. So in this personalized AIs, you can use your own data, and then using your own AI to do the work that you want to do. How reliable are these tools right now? I'm not sure, but the AI is growing. Right now, there are some analysts that say the current intelligence of the AI is like a 7-year-old boy. 7 years old. However, there are some reports that say the ChatGPT can pass the CPA exam. So can a 7-year-old baby pass a CPA exam in our regular life? Looks like not yet. But its overall intelligence of this large language model based applications across the board, its intelligence is at the 7-year-old baby level. So it still have the limitations. It still have the drawbacks. However, just like the baby is growing, the AI is growing as well. So what is our strategy? The train already started, and AI is starting changing the world. So I think the best strategy for us is to get in early and grow with the AI baby. Let AI be our best assistant and companion. And that can make our work more efficient, more effective, and more strategic. Thank you so much. I'll be happy to take any questions. And this is my contact information. And in the future, if you have anything I can help with, just contact me. I have my LinkedIn barcode, my email address, and my phone number there. Thank you for your time, and it's time to take questions.
Dr. Lou, I love the dinosaur in the middle of your QR code.
Thank you.
All right. We have had some questions that came in, but we answered them online already. So I don't, oh wait, hang on. So there's another one. Okay. Yes, Marcus, there will be a recording of the presentation available in about 48 hours. It'll be emailed to you with a link to the email you used to register. There we go. All right. You're welcome. All right. Dr. Lou, it looks like we are all caught up on the questions. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. This has been wonderful for us.
Oh, thank you.
All right. And everybody, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Remember that this is part of our 8-part series of webinars related to business improvement. So make sure you check out our events page and join us for ones in the future. We look forward to having you. Thanks very much. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.